At one point, his face was everywhere. Movie posters, television screens, magazine covers. Audiences didn't just recognize him, they expected him. He was the man studios trusted to turn any idea into a box office success. The performer whose energy felt limitless. The one who could make millions laugh without saying a single word. Then, slowly, something changed. The movies stopped coming. Interviews grew strange. Eventually, the silence became louder than the laughter. There was no announcement, no retirement tour, no dramatic goodbye. He simply stepped back. So what really happened to Jim Carrey? Before fame, there was a boy learning to survive in uncertainty. Born in Newmarket, Ontario in 1962, his earliest years were marked by instability and constant movement. His father, a carpenter, and his mother, a homemaker, struggled to support the family. At times, they lived out of a van, moving from town to town in search of work and security. Comedy wasn't a hobby, it was survival. He quickly realized that making people laugh could soften the harshness of reality. A smile could open doors that talent alone might not. Humor became both shield and sword, a way to navigate social environments, escape scrutiny, and express feelings too complex for words. He was not naturally reserved. Teachers and peers noticed his energy, the elasticity of his face, and the theatricality in everyday movement. But beneath the exuberance was a careful observer. He studied human reactions, practiced mimicry for hours in front of mirrors, and learned to twist a single look or gesture into an entire narrative. During adolescence, his obsession with comedy intensified. Stand-up routines were first private experiments, then performances at school talent shows. He mimicked legendary comedians, then began innovating. Every facial contortion, voice modulation, and pause was deliberate. Humor was not just laughter, it was connection, influence, survival. High school presented challenge and opportunity. Socially, he was a mixture of charisma and eccentricity. Outside the classroom, family instability reinforced urgency. Humor became currency, allowing him to navigate life, build networks, and leave lasting impressions. By his late teens, he had developed rigorous self-discipline. Hours in front of mirrors, recordings, careful adjustments, every nuance mattered. While others explored casual hobbies, he systematically shaped a persona that would dominate screens worldwide. Talent alone was not enough. Persistence, timing, and opportunity were critical. By the end of this period, the foundations were in place. His combination of energy, observation, discipline, and insight into human behavior created a performer unlike any other. Every gesture, every expression, every improvisation traced back to this early crucible of practice and observation, away from the spotlight. Success did not arrive overnight. There were years of rejection, auditions that led nowhere, performances that paid almost nothing. But persistence paid off. Stand-up comedy opened doors, television followed. Then came a single year that changed everything. Films released back-to-back became global hits. Each was different, each was a success. He was no longer just popular, he was unavoidable. Studios competed for him, scripts were rewritten around his personality, paychecks reached unprecedented heights. Audiences embraced him, critics praised his energy, and industry insiders recognized a star unlike any before. By the late 1980s, he had become one of the most in-demand actors in Hollywood, blending physical comedy with expressive nuance in a way few could replicate. The world saw rapid rise and constant attention, but behind the cameras, he honed his craft relentlessly. Every role, every improvisation, every performance became an experiment in expanding limits. Hollywood had found its engine, a performer who could carry a film entirely on energy, charisma, and sheer creative force.
From the outside, everything looked perfect: wealth, adoration, creative freedom. But fame has costs hidden behind glittering premieres and applause. Every smile expected, every movement scrutinized. Joy became performance. Exhaustion grew quietly, not physically, but emotionally. He realized he was performing constantly, sometimes losing track of where the character ended and where he began. Awards, money, and public admiration provided little satisfaction. Beneath the surface, he wrestled with identity, meaning, and the consequences of living life always on. Behind the laughter, a human being navigated isolation and pressure, aware that each joke and exaggerated gesture came at a personal cost. The change was gradual. Film choices became darker, roles more serious. The exaggerated comedy that had defined his career faded. Critics were divided. Some praised depth, others were confused. For him, it was not an experiment in acting. It was a search for authenticity, a need to understand why fame and wealth had not brought fulfillment. Hollywood, however, preferred the predictable version. Audiences saw a transformation. The industry hesitated. Dramatic roles revealed unexpected talent, vulnerability, sadness, and intensity. Audiences recognized a performer capable of more than slapstick. But studios remained cautious, valuing box office certainty over personal exploration. Opportunities shifted, not because of scandal, but because he no longer fit the machine. Even at the height of fame, he admitted publicly that success felt hollow. Awards, money, applause, they failed to satisfy. He spoke openly about ego, fame, and the artificiality of public perception. People felt uncomfortable. Hollywood thrives on gratitude, predictability, and narrative control. Introspection does not sell tickets. A deeply personal loss marked a turning point. Grief arrived quietly, but remained relentless. Public attention offered no solace. Speculation grew. Headlines lacked empathy. Slowly, he withdrew, not dramatically, not angrily, but intentionally. He stepped back from constant performance and exposure, seeking privacy and understanding. When he appeared publicly, interviews felt philosophical, unfiltered, unsettling to some. He spoke about identity as illusion, fame as distraction, ego as a trap. To some, he sounded enlightened, to others, unwell. One thing was clear: he was no longer performing, he was speaking honestly. Hollywood operates on control and predictability. Stars must stay predictable. Audiences must accept simplified narratives. He had become unpredictable, not in behavior, but in truth. Slowly, opportunities dwindled, momentum faded, not because of scandal, but because he refused to conform to industry expectations. He never announced retirement or vanished abruptly. He simply stopped chasing fame. Painting, reading philosophy, reflection, these replaced roles, interviews, and public appearances. For the first time, he created without expectation. Peace, not applause, became the goal. Painting became a medium of expression, not approval. Bold colors, political themes, and raw emotion replaced commercial expectation. Creativity no longer depended on box office numbers or audience approval. It existed for release, exploration, and personal truth. Today, appearances are rare, selective. Silence is intentional. He has spoken openly about rejecting fame's pursuit, not bitterly, not angrily, simply finished. Privacy, reflection, and meaning replaced performance and spectacle. Some say he disappeared. Others say he lost relevance. The truth is simpler. He chose peace over pressure. In an industry built on noise, silence appears like failure, though it is a deliberate choice. This story is not about downfall. It is about choice. Walking away when staying costs identity. understanding that success without meaning is hollow. The world remembers the laughter, faces, energy, performances, but behind it was a human being searching for peace. When he found it, he no longer needed the spotlight. He didn't vanish. He didn't fail. He didn't lose his talent. He simply chose a different ending.